next step is to take this belt off. To do that, you've got to take this 14mm bolt off. Loosen the tensioner bolt. That's right here, just on the back side of that bracket. This one runs the alternator. We need to reach down in here. So then we need to take this guy loose. And here we go. You just have to take that bolt right there loose. And this bolt right here. Pull these guys off. So it's also a good idea just to get this bracket out of your way. The thing's sticking up like a middle finger. Before you take the engine mount bracket bolt off, you want to grab a floor jack and a 4x4. Now we can take the bracket off. Here goes nothing. Bingo. Look at that. There's no belt in there. Look. Look at that. I can't even see a belt. It's vaporized. Jeez. Unbelievable. So I got the top cover off, and there is a belt in there. And it's as we suspected, shredded. Garbage. So what we're gonna do next is find top dead center. If you buy an AISIN kit, you'll have those instructions with it. A-I-S-I-N, AISIN, AISIN, however you want to pronounce it. So if you can see right there, on the other side of the valve cover, there's a little notch. And you can feel that with you get a little tool, a little pocket screwdriver, an Allen like this. There it is, right there. A little notch. Your arrow pointing at that. So what you want to do is find that mark and line it up with the pointer, which I can see through the window here on this pulley, and bam. To go ahead and take this bracket off right here. You want to keep your bolts where they were. Remember your orientation, what bolt came out of where. So then go ahead and get your water pump bolts loose after you've got your drain pan in place. Sometimes you gotta give it a little persuasion. Tensioners, you always want to look to see if there was any Loctite on there. If there was, take it over to the wire wheel, clean it off. What you want to do, if you have this style, make sure that you're zeroed out. You want to make sure that you're zeroed out, which you are. You want to also inspect to make sure there aren't any dents or there isn't any damage, because this is your measurement device here. Deflection, the amount of deflection that you get off of this beam. So you keep this bolt out, you put this one in finger tight, just about to where it stops. You don't want to leave it too loose and then put tension on it and then strip the threads out. So then you take a screwdriver and gently pry against one of the ribs on the crankcase. And I've also, this guy slides right off. Pull that off. I'm going to wipe the coolant off of it because you don't want that on your belt, on your new belt. Little brake parts cleaner. Clean everything up. There's your mark. When you put this on, you want to make darn sure that the Woodruff key, or whatever you call it, the key is in the crankcase, or on the crankshaft. Put a little bit of torque on this tensioner. Spring assembly so that it's in a little bit past finger tight. Just a touch. Make sure we're in. What I've done is brought it snug, backed it off a hair. So then pop your screwdriver in there. So that you can get your tensioner bolt in. Snug it up with your fingers. There. Now we've got our tensioner. Tensioner is in. Get our belt. Everything looks good. Go ahead and put our crank sprocket back on. And take a look at the belt. Any damage to the belt, you're going to want to Send that puppy back. Make sure everything's in good condition. You want to make sure you don't crimp the thing. Now, one thing I've forgotten to do, which I should do better, is get this pushed all the way to one end so that the tension is off of it, and then tighten that bolt. Take that back. You're not taking the tension off of it. What you're doing is parking the tensioner out of your way so that you can put the belt on. Get it snug so that it holds it out of your way. Double check again that you're you hadn't bumped the crank and you're still at top dead center. Then gently slide the belt on. Make sure everything's in its right place. So this needs to go around here. There. Double check your top dead center. Stick your tool, whatever, pocket knife or pocket screwdriver, whatever you've got. Can't find my tool. What do I do with it? There. There it is. Now, she's on, but you still need to check your work. Top dead center on the crank. And I can see that this guy is going to be right. Yep. Seems like it's lined up. We're going to go ahead and loosen this. Up there. I don't know if you can see it, but the tensioner just moved. That spring tension has now been applied to the belt. You want to check make sure you're still at top dead center. Yep, looks good. And you want to apply the proper amount of torque to this. Use a torque wrench. 20 foot-pounds on the spring bolt. Ballpark. Well, this one, well, not going to be able to use this wrench in here. We're going to use our judgment and a short ratchet, so we can't go too far. Well, here goes the moment of truth. Find out if we did everything right. Running. It's alive! Oops. Get this bad boy out of here.